What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with the Culver's Crew UA channel. Once again, back with Money D. Luffy.
What up? What up?
And we're going to be reviewing the red Black Clover cards. If you haven't seen already, we already did the green and the purple, so go check out those on the Culver's Crew UA channel. So far, I think green is, would you say, the winner of the set so far?
I think so. My prediction is that red will end up looking the strongest, as generally sets that have a starter deck, the color that the starter deck is usually the strongest color. We've maybe just seen with Sword Art that that's not always the case, but I think that's probably going to be the case with red here. We'll see.
Alright, so let's get into it. So we have Zero Drop, Julius Nova Chrono. Action point 1, activate main, switch to resting, gains a double energy generation, and then you have to sideline it. So,
Classic.
yep. And obviously, this is Julius when after he defeats oh gosh, why can't I remember the name? The Elf King. Licht.
Spoiler.
Yep. And this, Laura Pachica.
Mm.
I don't know, I don't say the names, I just read them. Zero drop, one action point. If you have 4 or more event cards in your sideline, this card gains plus 15.
Okay.
Draw trigger. So it's
So
Mahi.
maybe a la the sisters from One Punch Man, we might be doing a lot of events here in the red.
And I'm not sure. I guess we should have decided how these are divided up first because honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like all these characters kind of go together.
Mm.
Like they're all good guys.
Yep. So we'll just go through it in order,
Okay.
and if we notice trends, then we notice trends.
And then we have, if you wanna read this one.
Yes, this is Loro Pechica, maybe. It's a 4-1, 4,000 BP, gives you 1 energy. It's a nullify impact. And then when you play it, it says you may place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. If you do, add up to 1 red event card with 2 or less required energy from your sideline to your hand. So, yeah, definitely looking like red deck that relies a lot on events. So, yeah, could be very fun.
And there is
There are
3.
quite a few events here. And there may be some different ones in the starter deck too. But
We have 2 drop 1 action point Liebe, which is a devil. Your Asta cards with raid can perform a raid on this character. And then when played, draw a card, place 1 card from your hand face down under this character, and it is the color trigger of the deck. 3000 BP.
okay, this seems cool.
So draw a card and place 1 card from your hand face down under this character. So yeah, I think the red cards like do stuff with face down cards under them.
They do,
So
and I know the Asta raid card in the starter deck does stuff with cards that are under them. So this is a cool way to get an extra one under your Asta before it even raids.
and it's a raid target as well, so it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Color trigger, of course. Then zero drop 1k or 1 action point, 15k get trigger Asta. Yep.
You're playing 4 of them.
And then you wanna give this one a shot.
Yeah, so our first raid Asta here from the set is a 5-1, 4,000 BP. And if it's on the front line at the start of your turn, so not when played, this has to stay until your next turn. So at the start of your turn, you place the top card from this rated character into your sideline. If this character has a face down card under it, place 1 face down card under this character into your sideline instead. So you want to have cards under this so that you don't lose this card at the start of your turn. This is basically just saying if you don't have face down cards under it, you're not getting this card back on your next turn. So when it's played, though, you get to choose 1 character with 4,000 or less on your opponent's front line, sideline. So we've seen these cards that remove other characters are always pretty strong. I see that this is a raid of the protagonist. I'm guessing this is a pretty good card.
Really? Because I think it's not that good.
I mean, it removes a 4K.
But it, like
We know it.
Yuji does that for 4 cost, and it doesn't have to, you know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, this being a 5. Yeah, I guess we haven't seen how many double energy generations there are for this red deck. But yeah,
And the
that's
fact that
fair.
it has
That's
to save itself every turn kind of sucks without
it's
getting any
yeah.
benefit.
It's definitely possible that the other Raid Asta is better, and this one might be a 2 of in the
Yeah.
deck, or maybe even a 1. Kind of like the opposite of the Tanjiro Slayer,
Mm-hmm.
which in Demon Slayer you're playing the deck SR at a 4 of and the starter at a 1 or 2. Yeah, you're right. This could definitely be the reverse of that.
And then we have 2 energy, 1 action point Gray, who's a member of the Black Bulls. Draw
Let's see
trigger.
why she's crying.
Activate main. Well, she's probably because she's embarrassed. If you watch the anime.
Um,
Activate
Fair.
main, switch to resting, place 1 card from your hand into your sideline, and then sideline this card.
Hmm,
Play up to 1 red character card with 3 or less required energy, 1 AP cost, and Black Bull's affinity from your hand. Set it to active, and then give it 1,000 for the turn.
that's a cool effect.
That's not bad. So you get to get
Yeah.
rush, but you have to discard 1 and trash itself. So you can give a rush to none of these, but you can give a rush to the Astas. But I'm sure there'll be more down here.
Definitely.
We have Gauche, the character that reminds me of money.
Mm, I can see why.
Yeah, so you can give it
So Gauche, when played, you're placing the top card of your deck face down underneath this card. Then it has to activate main once per turn. Place a face down card under this character into your sideline. If you do, this character gains double attack until the end of your turn. So on a 3 drop, 3,000 power card, decent
Yeah, not
for
the
sure.
best for sure. But I think there's a Gauche raid. Is there not? No. Thought there was.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, no. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
this
Well.
guy might just be decent. He's got no trigger.
Yeah, he's all right.
So
He's
so
really
he
good.
already needs to overperform for me to want to include a no trigger card, but
Mm-hmm. We have 0 drop, 1 action point knock. Choose a Black Bull. Nullify impact.
yep.
And we have the 2 action point knocked. 4 drop, 2 action point. Play this character set active. When played, draw a card. When attacking, choose up to 1 Asta or Libe card on your field, and it gains 1,000 until the end of the turn. And then place the top card of your deck face down under the chosen character.
Okay, so another way to feed cards to your Asta raid so that it doesn't go away.
Yeah, in a
Coming
rush,
back into your
replaces
turn.
itself.
So yeah, not bad.
Pretty
Reasonable.
good. Get trigger. And then Noel, who does have a raid card, 0 drop, action point 1, draw 1, trash 1, draw trigger.
Love to see it.
And 2 drop, action point 1, Noel. When played, draw a card, no trigger. Not bad.
Yeah. Noel drawing us cards, especially in the deck that wants to play a lot of events and stuff. It's probably very good.
And then you can give this one.
So we've got a 1/1 Noel here. This is a color trigger, so this is the other red color trigger. This one has activate main. If it's on the front line once per turn, you can only activate this ability if you've used an event card. Look at the top card of your deck, then either leave it there or trash it. So this is the color trigger that you're going to want to play in the event heavy red deck.
Yeah, it's not that good. I mean,
Yeah, it's decent. I mean, it's a 1 drop.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Noel Raid, which is a 5 drop, action point 1. Noel, Black Bull's Affinity, 4,000, raid trigger. If you have used an event card this turn, this character gains 1,000 and impact till the end of the turn. And then when played, this character gains all abilities listed below until the end of the turn if you have the required number of event cards in your sideline. If you have 2 or more event cards in your sideline, this character cannot be blocked by a character with 3,000 or less BP. Or if you have 4 or more, your opponent must block this character attacks if able and has impact.
I like it.
Yeah, it's not.
I think I mess with the Noel deck.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like Tornado, but
Yep. Similar to Tornado in some ways. Also has similarities to Purple Coat Geass. You know, preventing you from blocking it with specific cards. And then also potentially making it to where they have to block it.
with their
And
4,000
it
and
has
5,000,
impact. Exactly, yeah.
it's pretty good.
So it's like, it's not snipe, but
They can't just chump
it's
block it. They
snipe
have to give up
adjacent.
something worthwhile.
Exactly, yeah. And they still have to take a life.
Then we have Vanessa, Black Bull, 1 drop, 1 action point. If on the front line, characters on your field other than Vanessa cannot be chosen by abilities on event cards your opponent uses from their hand.
Okay. So this is similar to the tornado that protects your blizzard, but instead of just protecting one specific character, this is protecting any character not named Vanessa.
It's alright.
Yeah, not bad.
Finral, gonna do this one.
Yeah, so we've got a 3-1 double energy generator here, 3k BP. At the end of your attack phase, you can place one face down card under this character into your sideline. If you do, you're choosing from 2 effects. The first says choose one character on your field and move it to the other line. So if it's in the front, move it to the energy. If it's in the energy, move it to the front. Or you can choose a character on both your front line and your energy line. So right away, I do like that flexibility. Sometimes, in these Union Arena decks that let you swap cards, sometimes you don't really want to swap. You'd like to be able to just move one. So it's cool that this can do that. And then it also has a win played to place the top card of your deck face down under this. So this is going to guarantee that you get to do this at least once. So even if you cannot put another card under this ever, you're going to get to do its other effect at least once. So yeah,
Yeah, it makes me want to read
seems like a good
this.
card.
Oh, so the ability only is only if you're on the front line that you have to.
So this is another way that you could protect this Asta.
Yeah, and it happens at the end of the
Uh-huh.
attack phase.
Yep.
So you could
That's
swing with Asta and then Finral, swap them or swap it with something else, or just move
yep.
it,
That's pretty
protect it,
cool.
and then the start of your turn it's not on the front line, so you don't have to trash anything.
That pre-order price on that Asta is kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah, 5 for the common.
All right, fair enough. I guess they're just not worth looking at. If
And then we have 3 drop action point 1 Henry. If there's a purple or green card in the opponent's field, reduce it by 1. Double energy.
classic.
Yami. Oh, this is just an alt art of that one up there, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. No.
Well, no, that was a green one. So this
Yeah.
is, I mean,
Yeah,
every
green.
color of every IP has this card. So
Yeah,
there you go.
threw me
It's
off
Tank
'cause-
Top Master or
Oh,
yeah.
what just happened? Threw me off because Yami is also the same one for green.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was it Yami in purple?
Could be.
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
We'll find it.
Oh?
I want to make sure.
No.
What? Where is it? Is there not one?
They had a
no,
chance.
It's Vanika.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a fair substitution.
All right, so then the next Yami, 5 drop, action point 1, Yami, Black Bull, 4,000 active trigger. When played, you may place one face down card under a character on your field into your sideline, and if you do, draw a card. And then when attacking, choose up to one other character on your field with a Black Bull's Affinity and place the top card of your deck face down underneath it.
Okay. With an active trigger.
It's not bad. It's 5 cost, which is annoying, but
it's another way to feed cards to your Asta so that it doesn't go away.
yeah, like I said, it just says 5. It's like something that you can switch with Asta, I guess. Using Finral. Oh, by the way, Finral, the switching ability, he's a teleporter, so that makes sense.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then Luck, 0 drop, action, or 0 drop, action point 1, active. Not bad. And then looks like there's a Mimosa raid line here. 0 drop, action point 1, Mimosa from the Golden Dawn. Get trigger. And 1 drop action point 1 Mimosa from the Golden Dawn, 15, 2 energy generation, and then it's the that one card when it played, return 1. If
Yep.
you don't,
Your classic one drop double energy generator, but you gotta give up some tempo to get it. These are always, best paired with the draw one, trash one, 0 drops, but sometimes these get played, sometimes they don't. The 3/1 Mimosa is also a double energy generator, and when you play this, you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You reveal up to 1 red event card among them and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. And then if you did take a card, you've got to pitch 1 to your sideline. So it's looking like the event heavy deck is going to be Mimosa and Noel, was it?
yep. Yep, Mimosa Noel.
Yep.
And Laura Bajika. So
Okay.
the females.
All right, so excited to see this raid card here. It's a 4/1, 4,000 BP. When played, draw a card, and then you're choosing between 2 effects. You can either reduce the AP cost of the next event card with 2 or less required energy that you use from your hand this turn by 1, or you can place 1 event card from your hand into your sideline, and if you do that one, you get to add up to 1 red character card with a 1 AP cost from your sideline to your hand. So it lets you kind of recur some cards that maybe they could be characters that were KO'd earlier. They could be cards that were placed from the top of your deck under another one. Well, I guess you may not do that a lot in this deck, but either way, a way to get cards back out of your trash, which is always nice. I'm gonna guess you're most often gonna want to reduce the cost of your next event,
Yeah,
since
you
this
play
would
for
go into
that.
the event heavy deck, right? So similar to Terrible Tornado in the Sisters deck, with the slight difference, niche, but being that that's an activate main, but that's also only once per turn. So if you raided 2 Mimosas, you would get to reduce 2 different events, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I'll also add that our local goon Vanilla Thick was looking to pick up a playlist of the playset of this card, so it's got to be at least a decent deck.
Yeah, it's pretty much like Tornado and
Okay.
what's the other one? Hellish Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
And of course, we don't know what these events do yet to really say how strong this deck is, but
Yep.
it at least seems, like it would function. So we've got a 4/1 here. During your turn, if you've got an Asta, it becomes a 4K. And then when played, you can place a card from your hand into your sideline. And if you do, this is going to be switched to active. So if you've got an Asta, this can swing for 4K on the turn you played it at the cost of pitching a card. It's decent. There's not a trigger,
Yeah, it's alright.
but it's not the worst.
Alright, you want to do the starter cards or the events first? Probably the events.
Let's go ahead and look at the events first.
Alright, so we got 3 action point or 3
And
energy
this is
action
a
point 1.
site.
Undying Sight. 2 energy generation. Play this card set active. Activate main. Switch to resting once per turn. You can only activate this ability if Laura Pachika is on the field. Look at the top card of your deck and place it into the. Leave it on top or sideline it. Mid.
It's decent. I mean, it's a double energy generator, right? We like that. Yeah, and I guess you're probably playing the Luro Pichica line in the event heavy deck anyway, so I could see the site being played.
My magic is
So you've
never
got a
giving
final
up.
trigger here.
So
Classic.
here's your 2-drop events, man.
All right, we've got the Valkyrie armor. So this is your special for the waifu event deck. Choose 1 character on your field. It gains 2,500 BP, and this character cannot be blocked by a character with 2,500 or less until the end of the turn. But if you chose Noel Silva, it also gains. Your opponent must block this character's attacks, if able, until the end of the turn. So this is a special that isn't explicitly removal, but If you're forcing a block with it, then it became removal.
Oh
And
yeah,
of
it's kind of
course,
weird. Cause it,
yeah, and if you're using this with the Noel with impact,
oh yeah, because this is only one
that's nice
played,
too. Yep,
so you can give it
yep.
the same ability for a second
On
time.
the next turn, very similar to what you can do with Xion in the green Sword Art Online deck. And so we've seen this sort of event card be able to still work, even though it's not straight up removal like a Divergent Fist or even a Ratio Technique. But this can still be pretty good, and it is a 2 cost, so which is important for the event deck. So yeah, I think this is
Yeah,
pretty good.
something different than Tornado is that you can play your special for free.
Yes, you can. Yep,
Unlike
this will allow you to use your special with that effect. Good call.
in the other 2 drop, Sea Dragon's Lair, 2 drop action point 1, draw trigger. Choose one character on your front line. It gains. Your opponent cannot choose this character with abilities on character abilities. Wait, what? On event cards or trigger. Maybe if I read the card itself. Choose one character on your front line. It gains. Your opponent cannot choose this character with abilities on characters, abilities on event
Abilities
cards,
or
or
yep,
trigger
there.
abilities until the start of your next turn. If Noel Silva is on your field, choose up to one of your AP cards and switch to active.
This card is sick. It has a draw trigger. It protects one of your characters in every way,
And
right?
it's
They can't
free.
kill it with a special trigger. They can't kill it with a character. They can't remove it with an event.
And you can do it
Um,
before you attack, so you're safe from triggers and safe from specials the turn after, because it's until the start of your
mhm.
next turn.
And it gets you the AP back, and you can play this for free off of your Noel. We've seen this be very strong in the Sisters deck, where you can play for free a final, right? The hero, to go from 0 AP to 2. This could get you from 0 to 1, which is nice.
Pretty sick.
And then we've got another 2-drop event here for the waifu event deck. This is All Knowing Priestess. And she is going to let you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, reveal one among them, and add it to your hand. Place the remaining card on top of your deck. If the card you revealed was Noel, or Mimosa, or Loro Pichica, or an event with 2 or less required energy, choose up to one of your AP cards and switch it to active. I feel like this deck just builds itself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're playing each of those 3 characters. You're playing all of the events that cost 2, and then you're gonna kind of fill in the gaps with some other things. But
Yep.
one of the things I like about Union Arena, if you are joining this game because of Black Clover, and you've never played this game before, you've never built a deck before, but you like these characters, this deck kind of just builds itself out of the boxes. So, um,
Yep. And
yeah.
then we have the other deck special trigger, and it's just the normal special trigger for one. Choose one character, 3,000 or less, but if Asta's on the field, 5,000 or less.
Demon Slayer Sword, are they allowed to call it that?
Should be devil because a lot of these are like devil types, but whatever. And
So then we've got starter deck cards.
thoughts.
Nice AP.
Julius is an alt art.
So this is, yep. These first few here, I think, are alt arts. We've seen this Gouch. We've seen the Finral.
Seen the
Yeah.
Yami.
Yami.
Seen the Luck.
Yep. So here's an alt art for
Seen the
Mimosa.
My Magic's Never Giving Up. And Demon Slayer
And the
Sword.
Demon Slayer Sword. So maybe the next card will be a unique one.
Yep.
Mariolona Vermilion, a 5/1, damage 2, and during your turn it becomes a 5k. So
Mid.
powerful card, no trigger, but
Yeah. And then 1 drop, 1 action point, 2,500. Step Asta, no trigger.
if you want more Asta, you got more Asta.
And then here you go, man. The big.
All right, so here is the starter deck Raid Asta. This is a 4/1. And when played, you're going to place the top card of your deck face down under this character. Choose up to one character on your opponent's front line. It loses all base abilities until the start of your next turn. So you are making that card a vanilla. You're saying the text that you had, you don't have anymore. So then when attacking, once per turn, you can place one face down card under this character into your sideline. If you do, this character gains impact 1 until the end of your turn.
Pretty good. Pretty strong
Yeah,
card.
this is pretty strong. Again, seems very flavorful, right?
Yep.
Being able to blank one of your opponent's cards. Um, yeah.
Yeah, and then you can. It's not. It's impact isn't conditional on when played, so you can do it every single turn. Pretty good.
As long as you have a card under it,
Yep.
right? But yeah. Yep.
Which you should,
Um,
hopefully.
we've
And
got
then
a 2/1 Charmy here. No trigger. Activate main. Switch to resting. Boost another character by 1,000. You're probably not playing Charmy.
no. And then 3-drop
We've got
one.
another Noel.
Noel. There you go. Step 2 energy generation active trigger. Activate main. Place one card from your hand into the sideline, and then it gains 1,000 BP until the end of the turn.
It's decent. It's a natural trigger.
Yeah.
It's a double energy generator. It's named
Noel.
Noel,
Because it's
which
a
we.
5 cost.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And then Magna is a 0-drop. Just no trigger, 2,000. Then is a draw trigger, 2 energy generation. Interesting.
3-drop. Okay.
And then Raid,
Not a raid.
Oh,
not a raid.
Color
But
trigger,
this is a 5/2. So this is going to cost you 2 action points. It's going to come out active though, as these 5/2s often do. When this character attacks and is not blocked, draw a card. And then when played, if Asta is on your field, choose up to one character on your opponent's front line and move it to their energy line. Okay.
Read that second
I love So, oh wait, when moving the character, if the energy line is full, opponent chooses one card on their energy line and places it into their removal area first.
That's perfect.
So which makes sense, right? That's what happens if you play a card into a full area. You have to put a card into your removal area, but of course, it's not often that your opponent can force you to.
Yeah, but on one sense, it's like double removal. Like, you remove a body and then you remove the energy card from game. I think money might have cut out.
It is also a color trigger, so if you play this, that's going to affect your ability to play the other color triggers. Can we see what they were? There was one of them I think was Noel.
Yep.
Yeah, there's Noel there, so which wasn't the best card. So you're not going to play that in the Asta deck anyway. This one is pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see maybe you play 2 of this and 2 of the,
Dang.
You're not gonna want to play 4 of a 5/2 anyway. Would be my guess, right? And the Lieb is just an extra Asta.
Yeah.
Let's check out the site here.
Site, emergency meeting, 2-drop X.1, 1 energy, get activate main, switch to resting sideline this card. Add up to 2 red character cards with 3 or less energy from your sideline to your hand.
It's interesting. Getting 2 with a 3 or less. I don't know. That one feels kind of mid.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not horrible though. I guess you could get back.
Laura Pachica.
You can get back raid targets and things like that. Yeah, you can get Laura Pachica back. But yeah,
Well,
I don't know if you're playing the emergency meeting. So, what do you think, Christian?
we have 2
Sorry.
distinct decks here. Mimosa and Noel, and then like the event one that we talked about, and then obviously the Asta or Asta Noxt. I guess you could also play Noxt. Play all of them.
Are we thinking red is the strongest color in Black
This
Clover?
card's very good. Like the raid card's very good.
It is.
I'll just have to see it play out
I think
because
they're both. I think they're both decent. Even I do really like the card.
it has a lot of
It's
removal.
extra removal. Yeah, exactly.
Like in this card is like I
Um,
said, double removal.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you think about moving a card like Raid Genos
Mm-hmm.
into the One Punch Man deck's energy. Think about the cards they're gonna have to, remove from the game out of their energy line. That might be a Saitama. It might be a King that they never get to use. Um, and they're not gonna get the wind sidelined off the Genos raid either. So, just really good removal, really good disruption. Um,
It's cool.
the event deck seems fun, but I think the Asta red
Yeah,
deck is
probably the better deck.
potentially the best Black Clover deck. Just first impression, of course, right?
I still think
Soon we're
so.
gonna sleeve up all of these cards, um, all of these decks, and have a better idea of what's the best. But
I really like it. I think there's like, unlike other animes, like I feel like a lot of these decks are on the similar power level. I would say like the
yeah,
only one that's
yeah,
like glaring to me that is like not as good is the Dark Triad, but everything else you could argue is like a contender, like good.
mm. Yeah. Be interesting to see what the Black Clover rare battles look like.
All right, well, that's the end of the video. We looked at every single Black Clover card, and like Money said, be on the lookout for whenever we build these decks and start playing against each other. And if there's any suggestions you want, let us know.
Yep. Like, subscribe, comment, keep it real.
All right, peace out.
Peace.